Hi, I'm Essie.
And I'm Elle.
Welcome back to Magic and Mayhem.
And there's much rejoicing.
Yay. We're going to do a somewhat, and by somewhat I mean very delayed, best 24 books of 2024. But because we don't want this video to be 3 hours long, that means we're each going to do 12.
Yes.
Our top 12 best books of 2024. So,
And we're only allowed one sentence as
I forgot to do the sentence part,
all
but I will do my best.
we're
So,
allowed a sentence worth of summary and what was it, a minute
for review,
or
yeah?
under
Yep,
for a review.
yep.
So
So,
if we have a lot to say, we better talk fast.
yep. I can do that. It's the summary part that's gonna screw me over because I didn't do that. But that's
That's
fine.
funny. I did. Haha.
I did for 3 of them, and then apparently I gave up.
Oh,
So,
I didn't say mine were good.
oh good, we'll start with you then.
Man. So sad.
Also, these are in no particular order.
No.
I didn't. We didn't rank them or
Although
anything.
technically my first one might be my favorite. Who knows? Which is dun 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 Bright Sword.
Of
Uh,
course it is.
and this book is about disillusioned misfits trying to survive their shattered dreams.
That's a good summary.
Thanks. Thanks. And my uh, comments are going to be actually quite short because my comments are Merlin deserved it.
Okay, I like it. I like it. That's your whole comment.
Yeah,
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
I appreciated the ending, and yes, if
Nice.
you know, you know.
Okay, good to know. Okay, and then my first one again. This is not in any order, so this isn't necessarily my favorite book of the year, but is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon,
Oh yeah.
which I forgot about until I went through and looked at all the books. I was like, oh yeah, I did read that this year. So this is about Spice Farmer Simon, who goes on a journey with a demon to try and stop an evil witch. And I actually expected this to be really kind of silly and dumb, but I actually really enjoyed it. I really liked the journey and kind of the found family along the way, and it was a lot of fun. So, in the plot, actually, there was plot. I wasn't expecting there to be, but there was, and it was really good. So,
Then my second one, still really not in order, but maybe in order, is Lost Story.
oh yeah,
This book is about stories intertwined to save for little darlings.
oh okay, cute.
I love the way that the book works in all these kinds of ordinary life stories, like a teacher giving a child a pencil to encourage her passion for writing.
Hmm.
And then all these little stories get woven in to the ending, and it ends up saving lives. And you get to see like these tiny little insignificant moments making this larger tapestry of impact.
The next one is The Geek Who Saved Christmas. So this is about two neighbors. One's grumpy, and one loves the holidays. And the grumpy one realizes he needs a Christmas stat because his brother's coming to visit and asks for help from the other one. That I didn't prep that summary. That just came off the top of my head. So sorry if it's bad. I really enjoyed this. Obviously, this was really really cute. I liked how they, even though like the one neighbor is grumpy, he's not like a jerk. He just
Mm.
is very introverted and just doesn't really like talking to people if he doesn't have to. And like the only,
Mood.
yeah, like he's not really a jerk. So like, and just how they have such understanding for each other, and it's really sweet and really nice. And there's no third act breakup, which we love to see.
Okay. Then number three is Dark Air. This book is about deeply traumatized kids saving the world from history.
Yeah.
I love the exploration of magic in the book. It's very interesting, and the interactions between all these characters who have all this history. It's just really it's a really interesting like iteration on the chosen one trope, and I like it. I like the twist on I like stories that have a twist on an old trope.
Yeah. Next, I have The Spell Shop. This is about a librarian that flees civil unrest to her hometown to hide and then starts to help the inhabitants of the island. This was really sweet and really cozy. And I really enjoyed it. I loved of course, always the found family aspect, but particularly like the baker. Love her. Also, absolutely love the plant.
Ah, yes.
Absolutely loved it.
So my number 4, still not really in order, but maybe, is Someone You Can Build a Nest In. This book is about monsters are better than people in almost all cases, but not quite all cases. That is my summary. There you go.
I love it. Amazing.
This story is oddly sweet. It's like love comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes and versions and can be beautiful. And family isn't always who you think it is because you're related does not make you family.
Mm,
And
true.
I appreciate that.
Next is Wherever the Stars Call. This is basically queer vampires in space.
Ooh.
That's my whole summary for you. I absolutely loved it. It's very long, but at no point does it feel long. It moves very quickly. There's a lot of things that happen, but none of it's like too much. And I love all the relationships between all the characters. And it is like the main characters are like YA age. It's really nice to see them like kind of grow and learn and become more independent and grow into themselves. It's very sweet. And also loud, very violent. I realize I made it sound a little too cozy. And it's also very violent. So
Yes. A lot of my stories have a lot of violence in them as well.
yeah.
My descriptions might not always indicate this.
Yeah, but
However, believe me, they're often very dark.
yeah.
My number 5, Becoming a Queen. This book is about finding beauty while your heart is shattered in bits around you.
Depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And in that depressingness, it's also uplifting somehow. However, I will tell you, I freaking cried like they outlawed chocolate.
Okay. That means a lot.
Yes. I was like crying a lot during this book. It's very emotional. It's dark but beautiful. And it deals with exactly what I said, is basically your heart getting stomped and grief and your life being shattered and all this, but still managing to get through it.
My next one is Giles Ashby Needs a Nanny.
Oh.
This is about a father who has pretty severe social anxiety, trying to make sure his son doesn't end up that way as well. So hiring a nanny to care for the child and help. It's very cute. This poor father has no idea what he's doing. Like, he's a great father, but he's horrible with people. Just absolutely the worst with people. And so, and then the nanny is just like the most sunshiny cinnamon roll you could ever ask for. So you know that I love him.
You do love a cinnamon roll.
But, and then the child's one goal in life is to get Pluto reinstated as a planet. So I love the child as well.
I love the goal, yeah.
I love the child as well. So this is very sweet and very cute.
Okay, and probably surprising no one still is Silver Under Nightfall.
Yay!
And this book is about 2 badass motherfucker vampires and a slayer who desperately needs their hugs.
It's such a great story. I love it.
And the world is terrible. Monsters are everywhere, and the whole society is fucked. However, Polly Love wins. That's my summary and my thoughts. There you go.
I love it. Delightful. This is one of those that you read and then you got a physical copy because you loved it that much.
I did. I think I have all. Yeah, I have all. I'm pretty sure I have all these at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't own them when I read them, I own them now.
I think actually same for me.
Well, except for a couple, I do. At least one I don't have.
One I don't have physically, but I don't think they make it physically. But the rest of them, yeah, either owned it at the time I read it or I bought it since I read
Yeah.
it. So next one is role playing. So this is about two older people who meet on a gaming server and become friends over the server, and then slowly start to become friends, and then more in real life. I absolutely love this. First of all, love older protagonists, but also loved it because there is ace representation in it, and it goes quite in depth because that person does their family is not accepting of that, and it's them coming out late first of all, and then to unsupportive family who don't understand, and then the other character being there for them. I really enjoyed it, and I love that they spent most of the book being friends, just being friends. So it was a more of a slow burn, and I really enjoyed it.
My number 7 is Dandelion.
Yay!
This book is about disaster gays with hearts of gold.
That is so true. They really are.
And Bill and Bobby are basically my everything, and I would die for them. I would also kill for them, no questions asked.
Fair. Dandelion almost made it on my top 12 too, but I had a feeling you put it on yours.
Ah, yes.
So that's why I didn't.
You know things.
That's why I didn't, but I almost did. Because they are wonderful.
They are. They're everything. And everyone should read this.
This is like one of the only, if not the only, second chance romance I'm on board with.
I know, right?
Like,
I usually hate them.
I do too. So my number 7 is I Ran Away to Evil. I do not know how to summarize this in one sentence. A princess goes to kill evil sorcerer, but has tea and then falls in love with him instead.
There you go.
Yeah, why not?
There you go.
I absolutely adore this. First of all, evil sorcerer is hilarious, and I adore him. Just the fact he's like, or we could have tea, and also her family can go jump because they're horrible.
Yeah, for sure.
The found family again. You will always get me with the found family. Every bloody time you will get me, and I love them so much, and they're so cute. And it is a lit RPG for those who are not aware of it, and that doesn't always work for me, but this one did.
Then my number 8 is Dear Medusa. This book is about how fucked up society is, but the hope that not everything is always going to be terrible. This book has insanely hard topics that will absolutely 1,000% be triggering for a lot of people. However, it is full of empowerment for women as well as overcoming and living your life. And it points out some kind of crazy things that no one ever talks about, such as here's one little fact is that women are taught to be quiet. So, choking in public in a restaurant can be fatal because they will run to a bathroom to spare other people the noise, and in doing so, they choke to death. And so it brings out stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it isn't a light book. And in picking it up, you probably are going to have an existential crisis at some point. I certainly did.
Okay, that's good. I love how very different all of our books are.
I know, it's so true.
Okay. My number 8 is Project Hail Mary. So this is about a guy who wakes up on a spaceship by himself. Everyone else who's on the ship is dead. And he can't remember who he is or why he's there or what's happening or anything. So, and that's as much as I'm going to give you.
I remember you talking about this though.
Yes. And this did not go the way I was expecting at all. At all, but I love the direction it went so much more than I was expecting. And it's well loved for a reason. It's so good. I absolutely loved it. And I don't want to tell you anything else more about it. Because I really think you should go in blind. I did, and it was so much better, I think, because of that. So that's all you're getting.
You're like, screw you.
Basically. Screw you, you don't get to know.
Yes. Okay, so number 9 is a completely opposite to the one I listed before.
Oh, something cheerful?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I know. And it's the Magic Misfit. It's got a bunch of books, and it is, in fact, middle grade. So this book is about magic at any age, and a bit of sleight of hand saving the day. It felt like reading childhood. Nostalgic, even though I read it as an adult, and I felt like you get transported back in time to reading all these things as a kid somehow. I don't really know how it did that, but it did. And it felt like a classic, even though I'd never in my life picked up a book from this author ever before.
Yeah.
It was very fun, and it has lovely friends and found family.
My number 9 is Odd Blood, which has an autistic woman who ends up agreeing to live with vampires and care for the oldest vampire who is not always fully coherent. So,
Relatable.
right, right.
I too
Um,
am never fully coherent.
it's even funny arc because when she first meets him, she doesn't realize he's a vampire. But anyway, this was, I think, cozy horror romance is like the best way to describe this, and I don't know how else to describe the vibes of it other than that. It's very sweet, but also like sometimes horrifying, and also sometimes romantic. I don't know. Although forewarning, this author, I adore her. I adore Azalea Crowley, but she will always leave you on a cliffhanger. Why? Why? What's why I haven't continued in the series? Well, I have from Odd Blood, but I haven't finished the books I have because I know they're gonna keep ending on cliffhangers, and the last one's not out yet.
Ah, yes.
So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. But yeah, it's basically she's trying to take care of the house and the oldest vampire, and there are two other vampires that live in the house, as well as a ghost or spirit, whatever you want to call them. There's a hell of a learning curve. So that's basically all the first book is about, is her trying to figure out how the hell to take care of these vampires. But and it's very funny and very, yeah. They have some stuff that comes up that you're like, oh shit, that's not gonna be good, but it's still very fun overall.
All right, number 10, City of Nightmares.
Yay! I almost put that on here.
I wondered if you were going to, so I almost didn't, but then I did. But this
I
book is about how to survive crippling anxiety in your own personal hellverse.
yeah. I'm so glad you put it on there. I would not have summarized it that well.
It's really funny and had some very good points about fear and life and friends and enemies.
Mm,
And what looks like a monster isn't always a monster,
yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I liked the book, and it was really hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Second one is
Even though
also
it
good.
was kind of dealing with deep
Dark.
topics and
Yeah.
stuff, it was
Dark
kind
stuff.
of dark, and yet it didn't feel dark.
Which is
So
my
it was like
favorite.
light horror
Yeah.
and funny horror.
Yeah. It's
So,
not quite cozy horror.
yeah, not
Yeah, I would
cozy. I
say
wouldn't go
like
that far.
humorous horror, yeah. Second one's also very good. That has starter villain. So this is about a guy who inherits his uncle's company, which is at least partially ran by talking cats. So again, did not go the way that I thought this story was gonna go. This was not what I was expecting, but it was better than I was expecting, even, and I had the best time. This is not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. This is a very unique style of humor. I don't think it'll work for everyone, but I had a fabulous time, and I thought it was hilarious. It is very much a action comedy flick kind of thing. You can't take it too seriously, but it's a lot of fun, and I loved the woman that's like helping the main character through everything. She's incredible. Love her, and it's just a lot of fun. Also, obviously, adore the cats. The cats are
Obvious.
wonderful, and I can't say who my other favorite characters are because it's kind of spoilery, but there's some other really good characters too. I just had it was just fun and funny, and that was just what I needed at the time.
Then 11 is dun dun dun.
Oh my god, you've only done that for 1 and 11.
Yes, because I, I did that for this one because Network Effect, Murderbot Diaries.
Yay! I couldn't put that on my list because I didn't read it this year or
I know,
past year.
I did though. Ah, ha, ha, ha. So this book is about a really relatable robot who can break your neck but would rather watch TV.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I love Murderbot. I vibe with Murderbot. Very much so.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And that's really all you need to know. It's
Right.
amazing and funny and sarcastic and
Yeah.
and Murderbot is very, very cool,
Murderbot's the
very
best.
amazing, and also relatable because I too just would rather than being with people, I would rather be watching my shows
Exactly.
or reading a book. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like Murderbot is the mood
Mood.
of you're out in public and you're just thinking, I want to go home.
Yep. Literally that. Yep.
That is Murderbot right there.
Okay. Max, my number 11. I don't remember if I had this on last year as well or if it's just this year. I don't remember. But Upside Down. So this is about a guy who's not even trying to figure out his sexuality because he already has a bunch of labels. He doesn't want another one, but he thinks that he might be asexual and going to have a support group for asexual people to try and figure it out. And meeting people there and meeting one in particular who he didn't realize he already knew. They ride the same bus. And it does end up being it is a romance, but it also goes pretty in depth into asexuality and what it means and the different different you know the spectrum and how different people experiences are different and it just goes into everything quite a bit because obviously there's a sport group then in the book, so they go over different topics and they're all talk about their experiences and like what asexuality means to them and all this, and it's just really good. I really enjoy it. Don't read it though if you don't like cussing. The man says motherfucker probably at least 50 times. Also, he's a librarian, which we love. So,
That's always a very big plus.
and his friends are also amazing. So,
And number 12, House of Many Ways.
oh,
This book is about a very trippy house and a lot of problematic magical creatures being problems for everyone. I love the magic and the spontaneity, and this book is the last in it's Howl's Moving Castle adjacent.
it's
Um,
companion, yeah.
so they're not the main characters, Howl and Sophie, but they are present. So that's also fun. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's not really about them exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But it is adjacent to Howl's Moving Castle. But this house is not Howl's Moving Castle. It's a completely other house. However, still a magical house. And Calcifer is in it.
Yay!
um, and one thing that I truly loved about this book is I love that Charmaine is in a magical house and even learned to fly, but would actually be happiest if everyone left her alone so she could read.
Mood.
Yeah,
Mood.
relatable.
Like, please just leave me alone.
I just want
Yeah.
to read my book. Go away.
Go away. I don't care about anything else.
Like, magic is cool. However,
However,
get out. I want to read.
that's so fair. And my last one is I can never say this right the first time. We're gonna try though. Betty's Books and Biscuits.
Ah,
A. This is the only one I don't have physically because I don't know that they even print it. This was an ebook that I got, but this is about a shapeshifter, but the kind that turns into different people. They can turn into any person they want. And they own a bookstore as Betty. They present as Betty for the bookstore because they have social anxiety and they feel most comfortable presenting as Betty, even though their actual self is a man named Beto, I think. No, Bettino? Something like it starts with a B as well. So, and they run a bookstore and they develop feelings for one of their regular customers who clearly thinks they're Betty.
well, yeah.
Yeah. And doesn't even realize that magical beings exist, which they do. Like the city is protected by like a storm dragon and stuff. Turns out I like any book that has a storm dragon in it, no matter how big or small the part is. Anyway, and so it's Betty or Bettino trying to figure out how to like talk to this person, and it goes horribly wrong.
As one might
as
assume.
one would expect. Yeah. But it's also very cute. Also, the you know the regular that they develop like feelings for is in a horrible situation of their own. So, and it kind of deals with that too. It's very short, but it's also very cute. And I don't, it doesn't feel too short, which is nice. So, I mean, I would read a longer story following them, but it doesn't feel like it needed more necessarily. It was very cute. It was very sweet, and I felt because I was like, I also would hide behind someone else if I could.
Yeah, that would be a handy little trick for
So,
sure.
but also they're worried that they won't be accepted because shapeshifters get a bad rap, and so they think that the magical society won't accept them. And but they basically self isolated because they were like worried that they would get run out of town. They didn't. Which is also why they hide behind Betty.
Mm.
So it's very cute and very sweet. I really wish I could get a physical copy, but
So that's our list of all of our favorites from 2024.
Thanks for listening to Magic and Mayhem. All right, bye.